Corn Podcast.
And we are back with another episode of the Can of Corn Podcast. With me is Rob Allison, as always, but joining us is a special guest. He's PBR Iowa's #1 prospect in the class of 2024. His junior year, he went 7-3 with 91 strikeouts in 49 innings. He's an Iowa commit. Please welcome Joey Oakie. Joey, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on today.
How's the offseason been treating you?
Good. Playing a lot of basketball. Just started throwing 3 weeks ago, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. Getting in the weight room, hitting the weights hard, so it's going good.
How have the Jags been doing in basketball this year?
Yeah, we're good. We're 8-2 so far. I think we're ranked like 6th or 7th in the state. We're really starting to roll right now. I think we're on like a 4 or 5 game win streak. So,
who's going to be your toughest competition?
Probably Oakie or Valley. We got Valley tomorrow actually, so that'll be a good game.
What's your role on the team? Are you a rebounder, or are you shooting from three, or what?
I shoot from three pretty well. Kind of sit in the corner, play some defense. Get some rebounds, hustling, diving for loose balls. It's kind of a role on the team. So,
scrapper.
Yep.
Absolute scrapper. Joey, you would not want to watch me play basketball.
I could imagine.
Yeah, short arms, gritty defense, not much else.
Hey, if you can play defense, though, I mean, that's all you got to do. So,
I want to start with the Iowa commitment, right? Just walk us through a little bit about what it was about the program, what stood out to you, what drew you in, and why you chose to become a Hawkeye.
Yeah, so my whole life I've always been a Hawkeye fan. I always went to the football games growing up. We had season tickets, so like every weekend I was in Iowa City. And I think just like going through that, and even without baseball, my plan was to go to Iowa just because it's close to home. And I mean, it was a good school, and I've always been a fan. So then when baseball came to the mix around 9th grade, I went to a showcase, and then quickly after that, I got phone calls and from a bunch of different people, and then they followed me on Twitter. So I was like, yeah, this is crazy. Like Marty Sutherland just followed me on Twitter. So I think when that happened, it kind of like flipped a switch in like me and my family that I could actually go play college baseball, which it was such a like foreign feeling. I don't know. It was just cool. And then after that, we started getting phone calls. I think a month later, I got an offer and then committed 3 weeks after. And most people think I committed really early. I didn't even step foot on a high school field. But just getting to know the coaches and getting to know some players there. I knew Brody Brecht and Weston Folk from Ankeny were going there, so I had a conversation with them. And I think having a conversation with them, knowing the coaches, how easy it was to talk to them, made it pretty easy for me.
Yeah, because as I think back, you went to a showcase, you hit the radar, but your recruitment was pretty fast and furious, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I only talked to Iowa. I mean, I had one other school I had a phone call with, but I wasn't really interested in the other schools. I mean, my parents always wanted me to try and talk to some other schools, and I never really thought it was anything to entertain because I just wanted to go to Iowa. So,
did you hit it off pretty good with some of the coaching staff?
Yeah, right when I met Robin Lund, because he was a pitching coach back when I was getting recruited, I was like, wow, this is really cool because he did everything with biomechanics, like statistics, everything. And like I sat on Zoom meetings with him a couple of times and just like being able to pick his brain and everything he knows because he was a like professor in biomechanics, or he was a professor in something before, and then getting the baseball side of it too. Like he knows how the body works, how it functions, and getting that to pitching just really was crazy to me.
As a high school kid, you're listening to all the biomechanics stuff. I mean, like, was it above your head, or did is it something that you have a common language with and you're interested in? How did that part go?
Yeah, definitely at first it was like I had no idea what he was talking about. It just seemed pretty cool to me. And then after time, like getting to talk to him, and then now Sean McGrath over at Iowa with the pitching coach, I really kind of dig into that. Like I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I know some of the stuff and I use it in my training, so it's really cool. I like doing all that stuff.
I have a physical education degree, and I still don't understand about 75% of the stuff that Robin Lund would talk to me about.
Some of the stuff, like you just know, like he's qualified to go to the major leagues now because now he's assistant pitching coach to the Tigers, which is crazy, that jump he made from college to MLB, and he knows some crazy stuff. So
A quirky little fact, Coach McGrath actually used to work for PBR. When they started PBR New Jersey, he was kind of involved with all of that, and then he just comes here to the land of milk and honey. Decides to move from the East Coast to Iowa, and that's the plot and plan for everybody, I guess.
McGrath's my guy. I was kind of nervous when they told me they were switching pitching coaches, but then right when I met him, I just knew he was just like London. The fact that they really analytical and biomechanics, and kind of seemed like he was just really into it, and I was happy. So,
how much of the conversation you've had with Lund or McGrath influences what you're doing now in the off season?
Yeah, in the off season, I've talked to McGrath about how we're doing everything and what we're doing. And then once I get on the mound, I'll take video of all my bullpens, and he can kind of coach me through stuff and tell me things to do, things to work on, drills to do. So they have a really important, they do a lot with what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's huge when you can kind of start doing some different things, and they're working hands-on with you, and you haven't even got onto campus yet. I mean, I think that's probably going to make the fall next year that much easier of an acclimation, because you've already kind of started to build that relationship with him and working hand in hand, and that's awesome.
It's really amazing at what Iowa program does. We have Zooms every 2 weeks or a month or so with all the recruits, pitching recruits, and kind of check up on everyone, have individual conversations with everyone. They're really, really caring and really want to help until we get to campus. So it's really nice.
As you move forward through the spring, obviously something out in front of you is the MLB draft. How's that process been treating you up to this point?
Yeah, we're kind of going with the flow. We're not trying to get too ahead of ourselves or pick a path yet. But once it gets to that time, I think it'll be able to choose itself out really well. It'll be pretty obvious which direction to go, we think. So I think it'll be nice and easy. Not trying to put too much stress on myself and kind of just going with it, seeing where it takes me.
MLB.com put you in the top 100 of draft prospects. Is that something that, when that dropped, did you know that was happening, or was it kind of a surprise to you, or how did you react to that?
Yeah, they asked me for a headshot and a action photo, so I knew something was going on, but I really had no idea. And then my dad texted me, I think, and was like, "Look at this." So I checked it out. It was pretty cool because now that I've been through the summer showcase and everything, and I know all those guys on the list, it's kind of cool seeing what those people kind of think about them.
Yeah, Joey, talk to us about your experience with Team USA this last summer.
Yeah, my experience with Team USA it was amazing. Getting to put USA over your chest and represent your country overseas, I think it's one of the best experiences I'll ever have in my life. Going over to Taiwan and being with those group of guys and really getting to meet everyone, and then going on the field with them and playing other countries' best players, I think that was just truly amazing and an experience I'll never forget.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how was the food in Taiwan?
Probably a 3. It was they were trying to Americanize it, so I would always eat chicken nuggets and French fries, but it was hotel food because we couldn't leave the hotel because they're in charge of us, and how that goes. But so it was hotel food, and they're trying to Americanize it for everyone, I think, and it wasn't very good. There was no meat that was really good over there. It wasn't good. But then my parents are sending me pictures of the food that they got because they could leave the hotel. That stuff actually looked good, but the hotel food was just.
They didn't have a 12-ounce prime rib with potatoes and the whole 9 yards like we would kill here in Iowa.
Nope. Some chicken nuggets and French fries, McDonald's kind of.
Fueling our Olympic athletes, Parker. Chicken nuggets, French fries, and go out and win a world championship.
They'd have some crazy good fruit. It was super fresh. It was amazing. That was probably the best part there. So,
what's the team bonding experience and just being in a foreign country and you guys are rocking USA on your chest? What is that whole vibe like for you?
Yeah, we got to stay in a hotel together. We had roommates. We're all staying on the same floor. So right when we got back from games, we'd always be hanging out with each other, playing some cards, watching TV. It was just team bonding was crazy because we most of us didn't have Wi-Fi. I mean, we had hotel Wi-Fi, but that wasn't anything. Everyone was asleep when we got back because it was 12 hours ahead. So all we could do was hang out with our boys on the team. So I think that really just bonded us together throughout the 13 days we were there and the 3 days before. So
You're bouncing all over the place because you participated in area codes this summer as well, didn't you?
yeah, that experience was crazy. Like, I mean, I've heard of area codes, but I didn't even know it was like that big. I mean, I step on the field for the first time at 8 a.m. the first day, and the bleachers are just full of scouts. And like, it's like, there's some people, like some parents there, but it was like hundreds of scouts, and it was a crazy experience. So, especially the first time me like going anywhere, like I'm used to just Iowa, just fans, and most people were like used to it there. Like most of the guys I talked to, because they're on the summer circuit and everything. But to me, it was pretty shocking. So
You're playing against the best of the best. I mean, guys nationally that are, again, probably with you on that top 100. Is that some mentality that, like, when you're out there, you recognize that, or you just flow with your own game, or how do you approach that?
I mean, I recognize some of the players, but when I get on the mound, I don't really care who I'm facing. I mean, righty lefty, that's all I'm really thinking about, and I just go up there and attack them. I mean, I don't care who they are or where they're from. I mean, I'll just attack them like I do hitters in Iowa. I mean, I don't think there's much of a difference. I mean, obviously they're good players, but there's some mean talent everywhere. So
I'm going to put Rob on the spot because I like doing this when we're shows. But like this summer, Rob, you got to see Joey in a game at the high school season. What talk to us, talk to everybody what you saw from a scouting perspective, and like what do you like about his game?
Yeah. I think Joey hit the nail on the head. He kind of went out there, just bulldog attack mode, went right at Dowling. Um, by the way, did you ever send Nicholson a apology for when you smoked him in the hand with about a
yeah,
95-mile-an-hour fastball?
yeah, that was rough. I felt pretty bad after the game. I talked to him because right after that game, he like got tornado-y. So I got to talk to
Yeah.
him like outside of the bus, and he had like his hand wrapped up in ice, and I was like, "Shoot, man, like I'm sorry, but I saw him playing like 5 days later, and he was playing good. So I was happy that quick turnaround, but it could have been bad with the hand.
Yeah, that was a crazy night, Parker. The game was rolling. They got through the first game, and then tornado warnings went off, and they had to everyone had to scramble. And I actually like hid at a quick trip for probably like 45 minutes, trying to figure out one if they were going to play the second game, and two if I was going to die. So yeah, that was a pretty interesting night. The No, I mean from a scouting perspective, when you came out early, obviously playing against Dowling is always a kind of a marquee matchup, high school wise. And I thought you were a little amped up early. Your velocity was good. You're a 94, 96. Good movement on your fastball. Your breaking ball was really firm. It was like 86, 88. And it was kind of flat. It didn't have a lot of action. Looked like you were still trying to find a little bit of feel for it. But then where I thought you got really good was like in the third and fourth inning when you kind of started to maybe blow a little gas off the top and settle in. But when your fastball, you got to you're like 90, 94. And then when the breaking ball was like 81, 84, like that's when I thought you were really, really good. Like
Yeah,
obviously the 96 and the high end velocity was really impressive. But I think once it dropped a little bit and you kind of settled in, that's when I thought you really started to pitch, and that's when it got really good.
yeah. So the breaking ball you're talking about, actually, like during high school season, I kind of threw two different ones. I kind of threw like more of a cuttery one, which is the one you're talking about. I was like 80, 86, 88. And I kind of had like a swoopy kind of I would call it, I try to call it curveball when I was like throwing it, just trying to get more loop onto it. And then during the summer, like my 2 weeks before I went to Team USA trial or Team USA in North Carolina, I switched to just one. I switched up the grip. I tried to throw it hard, but I also got more of the break onto it. And this summer showcase really kind of like that slider was really disgusting, had a lot of depth to it, and got up to like 3,000 RPM. So I think that I kind of switched that off of that, and especially seeing that video of you saying that with the how it didn't really have much down movement kind of helped me just develop that even further. So thank you for that.
I'm not a pitching coach, but I don't know. I Google a lot of stuff. I'm a big Googler. But no, you're welcome. Yep. The how does the coming season look for Ankeny Centennial?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. We're losing some key players, but we're gaining a lot of kids with experience, and they're going to fill those roles perfectly fine. I think we're going to be a scary team coming postseason, and I think we should make it deep this year, especially after losing 2 times in sub-state final the last 2 years. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
You have a vendetta. You're going to take down Ames.
Yeah, that kind of sucked, but especially when we had like 11 hits in the 5th inning and we had 1 run. We had everything we could. Carter Jeffrey threw a great game, really controlled the hitters and didn't let anyone score. So they just held with it until they got to me in the 6th. So.
Right.
I kind of want to jump back and go to the Team USA and area code games. When you're in those environments, are you working with any coaches, or is it more of like hey, we're just getting you ready to go, or somebody giving you tips and tricks to do out there, or how did that experience go?
Yeah, at Team USA, we definitely got coached more than like at the All-American game, perfect game All-American I was at, because that was more just like a showcase. But at Team USA, like we had LaTroy Hawkins, who was a pitching coach, pitched like the Twins, and then now he's something in the Twins organization. They really helped us, tips and tricks, because they've been in the major leagues for so long, and they really coached us well there at Team USA and gave us a lot of tips. Like I was moved from a starting role to a closing role, so they kind of helped me with that transition a little bit, and that was helpful.
What kind of tips did you learn from Hawkins?
Yeah, just new warm-up kind of routines, because I'm so used to having like an hour before, get my whole body up, and have it now closing, like having to be ready in 5 minutes or throw 8 pitches on the mound and have to be ready. So it kind of helped me get the feel for that and kind of work with that.
What's on the horizon now for Joey Oakie? Obviously, we're all digging ourselves out of 2 feet of snow, and you have basketball going on. But kind of what's your calendar look like moving forward?
Yeah, so I think I'll hop on the mound like a month and a half, 2 months, or month and a half, I think, first time. So that would be nice, get on the mound. I just want to throw on a mound. It's been so long. I mean, since September. I just want to be competitive, getting some ABs in or something, and then I'm gonna go play some spring league, my high school team or one of my club teams, and I'm gonna go into high school season. It's gonna be fun. So.
All right, Joey, I'm going to hit you with the hardest question here. All right, if you can eat anywhere, like the only food you can eat for the rest of your life, what are you eating for the rest of your life?
I'd probably have to take like Italian food, like pizza. I'd probably take pizza or some pasta, one of those two.
Well, you can't have both. You got to go with one or the other now. This is
actually, I'm taking hamburgers. I'll take cheeseburgers all day. Yeah. So I flipped the whole switch there, but I'll take cheeseburgers all day.
Do you have a spot where you're like, dude, I'll crush like 7 cheeseburgers from this place?
I really like Bebop's on Mondays. They got Maniac Monday. We always go there after our baseball games on Mondays. It's like $2 burgers. So you go with the team. We just chomp on those. So
I've never had Bebop's.
They got some good burgers. So I would recommend on Mondays. It's nice and cheap too. So
I thought for sure he was going to go the Jethro's route, because that anybody from Ankeny, that's all they ever talk about is go to Jethro's.
I mean, I like Jethro's, but
I'm actually happy you branched off and went in a different direction.
Yeah, I like Jethro's, but I'm not like a Jethro enthusiast. Not there all the time,
I'm just happy you didn't say Chipotle. I mean, that's every high school kid you talk to. It's Chipotle, which is nothing against Chipotle, but branch out. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I like Chipotle too. Those bowls are really good. And I like going to Ponch from the burritos and like mixing it up a little bit too. So
you've gone from chicken nuggets and fries to pizza and pasta to killing 7 $2 burgers from Bebop's to a Chipotle bowl to a Punch burrito. Like, who knew Joey Oakie is a foodie, Parker? He's a foodie. He's all over the place. That's awesome. We appreciate you being on, Joey.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Good luck the rest of the off season, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the spring and summer.
Yep. See you guys.